Sven, can you check your mic on? I'm just saying, like,
Stop changing all of my inputs. There we go. Now you can hear me. All right. Again, tell us about this sexy vampire book.
I plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth. Why is that?
tell us about this.
Because it's probably smart.
Shut up.
Now I'm even more intrigued. Just by saying that, you've made me more intrigued as to what this vampire book is that you're reading about. I'm going to get it out of you some way during tonight's episode. You know what I'm not getting at? I'm
You
not
know what?
any ambience.
When we're not
apparently.
filming, I'll tell everyone about it.
Okay.
Grace being like, I've been so immersed in like gothic horror, low-key just in incognito mode in a book.
I hate that. I hate you. I hate all of you.
Don't worry. I can't check your browsing history. It's okay. I also can't get the ambience to work for some reason. Is anyone else? No one's hearing that, are you? At all?
Negatory on the ambiance.
What
is the book called?
Is going on?
50.
No, I think it's coming through.
It's coming through now.
Okay. I can't hear it. Why
It is
can't
not
I?
called 50 Shades of Grey. Although, fun fact.
No, 50 Shades of
50 Shades of Grey was actually a Twilight fan fiction. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you were wondering, it was an Edward Cullen Bellaswan CEO Twilight fan fiction, originally on Wattpad. You can still read the original, and it was fucking amazing.
I think that has come up before in the past. Oh, now I can hear my ambience. There we go. I think that's come up before in the past. It's surprising how much that little piece of trivia seems to show its face around here. It's interesting. And has anyone written any fan fiction? Dan, I feel like you're a fan fiction guy. You written anything?
I feel like that's an insult.
No, he's a creative. He's a creative,
Dan,
you know.
Wattpad
He knows how to
name?
mix.
Is
Is
Dan, you look lonely.
Like, yeah, you're not wrong, but I haven't done fan fiction.
You're missing out. We're missing out on an opportunity there. That you know what? I think as a channel we can. I will. I'm going to write some fan fiction. It's going to involve all your characters. It's going to be really uncomfortable.
Is just fan fiction.
You're right. It is.
It is.
I feel like Dungeons & Dragons is really just a game of chicken to see who can get the most weird before we swerve.
I would agree with that assessment.
Yeah.
And
I like to take that game of erotica chicken and stream it for the world to see.
Yeah, some of us have to be careful about our public image though, because some of us work for government organizations now.
And that's why you choose not to appear by camera.
Bingo.
I don't care about my public image. All right. Shall we talk about our affiliate partner? I feel like that's something that we need to do.
Image.
Now that we've ruined our own public image, let's ruin the public image of our amazing affiliate partners. Try and destroy their business. Because now that we got the ambience to work, I think we should give a little shout out to someone who isn't officially an affiliate partner of ours, but we like to give them a little bit of credit for the amazing work they do. That is tabletopaudio.com. If you enjoy what you hear, maybe you're playing Curse of Strahd, you want some similar ambience for your at-home game, check out tabletopaudio.com. It's free. It's got a whole bunch of different thematic sound sets for whatever genre of game you happen to be running. It's easy to use, and I'm an old man. That's really a very important metric when it comes to choosing what I use. That was weird. Speaking of things that are weird, make sure you check out fruitbowldice.com. If you can't make a decision and you need something to choose a number for you without any input at all from yourself, check out fruitbowldice.com. They have shiny math rocks. Grace, would you like to extol the virtues of Fruitbowl Dice?
Oh, I would like nothing more.
Okay.
I love Fruitball Dice. Fruitball Dice is amazing. I think the selection is incredible.
It is.
And like, I'm gonna be honest, I am
would
a
prefer
crystal
they were.
girly. I love crystals. And they do in fact have crystal dice, and their crystal dice are amazing. Which is, great. And I feel like they are really fairly priced for crystal dice. Crystal dice can get relatively expensive, obviously, because they are, in fact, crystals and dice. But their crystal dice are, like, really, really fairly priced, and they are absolutely gorgeous. And I think that their resin dice are really nice as well, especially when you're looking for something that's, like, almost a set of crystal dice, but not quite. Yeah, like, so pretty. Honestly, I just love the shiny math rocks. I do wish so badly, and, Fruitball Dice, if you're watching this, please make some liquid core dice. I would buy the crap out of that. Please, 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 please. Also, I would love potion dice. I don't know if you guys have seen that, when they're in the little jar and you shake it and it floats to the top and shows you the result. So cool. One of my favorite dice that they've got going at the moment is the pink bubblegum dice. So cute, so pretty. Get your hands on some Fruitball Dice.
Get your hands on some
I
Fruitball
think we
Dice.
still got tax off 10, don't we?
No, that one has run its course months ago. Since
one more.
tax time has come to a close, but they might do another discount. But you can use the affiliate code Crit and Miss at checkout. Get yourself a free gift. So it's worth doing. Support, some local content creators. Support us in the meantime. And I need support because, again, I'm an old man. Alrighty then. Well, unless there's anything anyone else would like to add to this conversation, I think we can get this party on the road. I do think I have it here in my notes.
The other thing that they have that is amazing, that I think we've featured on this campaign that I think deserves a mention, is the coin. The D20 coin that Mod has, where it's like one side's a 20 and the other side's a 1. I think we'd be
The coin
remiss
of probability.
if I didn't plug that one, the coin of probability. Sorry, I just had to add that little plug in there. Super cool. Love it very muchly. Any hoozle.
The coin of improbability. Mod, nice to see that you're on the move for tonight's stream. It's nice to see the apartment you're going. It's a really nice camera too, actually. I can see you with
Yes,
HD
thank you very
glory.
much. I'm packing my bags as we speak.
Well, I
Oh my
certainly
god,
appreciate
it's light there. Daylight savings.
it's dedication that you're packing and streaming at the same time. I appreciate that.
That's all good. I was actually looking for these.
Hey!
Yeah.
A baggie full of dice crack. Haha.
I mean, dice and crack are one and the same. I think you never really... You buy one dice
Can't
and
get
you're
enough.
like, oh, it's Dungeons and Dragons. I only need the one. Never. Never, 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 never.
They
You
say
will never
resin
need
dice.
just one dice.
Resin dice are a gateway dice. Speaking of gateways, in the last episode, you guys finally were approaching the gates of Vallaki, the Eastern Gate, more specifically. But before we launch into tonight's episode, I did want to give you guys a little bit of an opportunity to do a bit of a recap from the perspective of your character. Touch on a couple of the points that your character did. Now, I know that was a few weeks ago, so your memory might not be the best. I'm here to fill in any gaps, although I can even barely remember what happened in the previous episode. And I was talking to you guys before we went live tonight's episode. We're going to try something a little bit different here. I want to figure out what the main drive or motivation for your character, what character's actions in the previous episode were. From a list of 5, They are authority, ambition, courage, curiosity, and empathy. We can figure that out together. Whichever one it was, you're going to get a point towards that metric, which is going to give you a bonus die that you can use during any D20 roll. And what I will say is you don't have to use it because they can stack up and your bonus die will increase for every point that you get in that particular metric until you use that dice. So to get the show on the road, I don't think we've heard enough from you just yet, Christian. So would you like to kick things off with a bit of a recap of the last episode?
Yeah. Going down here. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure the last session for us was having just defeated the carrion crawlers and coming to a decision of what to do with Irina. We had hit the road again and made our way for most of the distance now from the village of Barovia to our goal of Vallaki. We turned down an offer and invitation previously given to us by Father Donovich around heading to an herald of. They had a name, but basically the herald of the devil, the Dark One, Strahd von Zarovich, and decided instead to head to Vallaki to try to help Irina. Due to her unfortunate passing and demise with the carrion crawlers, changing the trajectory for a couple of our party members. Arriving close to Vallaki, it seems to be protected or at least maybe even warded away by the guards of Castle Barovia and the lands of this place, and the gates did not seem to allow any to pass or go, even though tracks said otherwise. Maybe just the Vistani or people loyal to Strahd. So we decided to try to find an alternative means of maybe going beside the gatehouses and into the darkness of the woods far to the north or south. But myself, with Fujin, thought that was stupid, wasting time. We needed to get there now. Irina needs help now, even though she's dead. There's a priest there. There's vein copium currently running through Fujin's veins at the moment, and forced the coach wagon that had been sent to take us to the herald through the gates, as obviously Strahd's coaches would be able to go through, right? And it worked. The gates opened, we made our way through, the wagon rushed back, making its way back as the horses were scared of leaving that behind. I'm not sure if one of the horses was convinced to stick around after we'd kind of befriended a little. I'm not sure if that happened or not. I just know that
we did eventually convince him.
I just know that was a goal. And now we're making our way. We've seen the lake to the north that is close to Vallaki. And we're, I guess, maybe moments away, an hour or two in game from arriving to the walls of the city.
Yeah, no, a lot of good points. Just a couple things. The name of the herald, it was the Castellan of Castle Ravenloft, Rahadin.
Castellan.
Yes. Rahadin. So he was the entity who had, for lack of a better term, possessed the body of Father Donovich, and who served as the vessel from which he passed on an invitation from the Lord of Barovia for dinner that you decided to not take up at this particular point in time. So talk to me. What do you think was driving the majority of Fujin's actions in that episode?
I was tossing up between courage and authority, and I definitely think it's down to authority. He wasn't being, I guess, courageous with wanting to get through the gates and not being afraid of the horses, the wagon, or retribution that might come from Strahd, but it was more just like he wanted Irina to be better. He wanted to get through the gates, and so he made the horses take him through there. So I feel like
All right.
Very authoritarian.
He was using authority. I would even make an argument for ambition as well. His ambition, of course, is to get her to that cathedral. So he was very singular-minded in achieving that ambition. So I will allow you to choose. You can take authority. You can choose ambition.
I will take the authority.
Taking authority? All right, cool. Let's just go across the board, right to left. That means, Grace, you are up next. A bit of a recap from your perspective, and we'll figure out what metric is applicable.
Howdy, howdy. So last session, well, obviously, Irina decided to do a pass away. She put in her 2 weeks' notice on life. And so Thana, with a lot of convincing and peer pressure, casted Spare the Dying on Irina and effectively put her in a metaphorical magical fridge. She felt some kind of way about that because the only reason that she knows that spell and 2 other healing spells is because she looked into a book that was about to be burned by her cloister, and we found out that it had something to do with a lich book. Sven, you can tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like I'm right, but I know it had something to do with a lich book, and Thana was like kind of freaking out because liches are like the most undead could possibly be. And so she was feeling some kind of way about casting healing magic anyway. And Fujin kind of like tried to like cheer her up. Look, she felt a little bit peer pressured to do it, but that's fine. And she tried to help when Fujin rammed the gate. She did all of Jack's shit. Her magic once again failing her, making her feel the sads. Yeah, I would say that's like probably everything Thana has contributed. I would say if I had to pick a metric for that to fall under, I would say empathy. I think that for Thana to choose her religion, for Thana to choose her friends over her, like, her entire life growing up, like, the people who took her in when she was a foundling, like, it was, like, a pretty big deal. So the fact that she literally betrayed her life's work and what she felt was, like, her one biggest rule was, like, pretty empathetic. I don't know. Well, or maybe even courage. Yeah, I'm stuck between probably courage and empathy, but might be a little bit of both. But yeah.
I think empathy suits this particular situation more closely because, of course, you are choosing to act against what was originally your ambition. Your ambition, of course, to be.
Hear me out.
I hate that.
To
I
be.
hate hearing my voice.
We can get rid of that if you really don't like it.
No, it's okay.
So yeah, I'm going to go with empathy.
So, hear me out.
I think empathy is great.
Well thought.
All right, so I will hear you out, Mod. Give us your version of a recap.
For Tane, he has been of one mind since they left Father Donovich's lifeless corpse in the ground, and that has been to take Irina and Ismark to the chapel. And the reason is they're not safe until they get there. So there's 2 sort of things behind his motions. So one, he does have ambitions to whip this group into a team like a Heroes of Old. It's always been his ambition, and having 2 extra people hanging on doesn't suit that. Which is a little bit selfish, but it is something that it's like, hey, everything he thought has been kind of justified when this person died in their care. So he does want to get them to Vallaki. The other thing is he is extremely curious about the carriage opening the gate. Like basically, it's whirring around in the back of his mind that we're stuck.
Mm.
So he's thinking a lot of things as it. Like his ambition is to get to Valaki. He's just pushing.
Yep.
He wants to start this adventure in the sense that he made himself the quest. He's going to get these people to safety. Right. They're going there. And everything along the way, the windmills, the bug creatures, the gate, everything he has seen is just an obstruction to this quest that he's pushing for. And then after that, he's going to deal with everything he's gone across so far. So he is, in the back of his mind, it's whirring away. You know, what opened the gate? Why are we stuck? All these sort of questions. You know, why are the Vistani able to leave and come out and invite us in? So all these things are in the back of his mind. But the main ambition was just to get these two people to safety. At no point has he considered the resurrection as part of his duties.
Okay. All right. So sounds to me like ambition is the most fitting.
At the moment, ambition.
Yeah, there could be an argument made for curiosity because he is becoming curious,
Next
but I don't
episode,
think.
it'll
Yeah,
probably be.
I don't think he's been acting on that curiosity necessarily just yet. But
No, ambition, definitely.
there are cogs turning in the back of his paladin mind. All right, Dan, what do you got for recap? And what do you think drove Bill Iron Dancer?
So I'm going to take you on a bit of a walk through two ones that aren't in here.
Let's take it for a
and
walk.
land on one that is.
Let's take that baseline for a walk.
The first one, he's still got a feeling of betrayal from Aragel. So when we left the chopping block, his idea was to go to the Vistani camp to confront Aragel. Because he had those like very heavy feelings of betrayal there. From there, and when he got to the crossroads where the chariot awaited, I feel like there was a sense of obligation to go meet the Maker. Just because there was that effort put in there, you don't want to say no to it. Like he almost felt obliged. And if the party had gone there, that's he would have gone as well very willingly. But because everything's ended the way that it did, I feel like empathy has come out on top here because he's been forced along this way to get there, but now he can see we've basically crossed off the list of other ways that we can help Irina, and he can see that this is the only way forward to help her. So I feel like he's got an empathy into, I guess, like Ismark's situation particularly, and towards making sure that we can get Irina back to safety.
All right, so empathy. Yeah, okay, that fits. Empathy, of course, driving Bill to set aside his personal ambitions in order to, look after the well-being of others, and yeah, no, that fits. Okay, empathy works. Okay, glad I had fun. I enjoyed that. It gives us a little bit of an idea to get a better understanding of what drives our individual characters. So.
And I think everybody enjoys talking about their character's motivation. Let's not lie.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. I certainly enjoy talking about my character's motivation.
Yeah, I like that. I think it works. Sometimes it can be a little bit, D&D, you're just doing things. You're just making choices because you can't really think too much about what a character's motivation is in the moment. So sometimes it's fun to go back and retroactively justify why it was they were doing the things that they did in the past, and that will inform what your decisions are going to be a little bit more in the coming episode. And it gives as well, the rest of the party, the rest of the players, a little bit of insight as to what is driving that character. Now, you all obviously get a point in whatever metric it was that you chose, so make sure you record that. And and you will have a D4 to spend on any roll. Of course, you can save it, and if you get more points later on in that metric, it will increase the bonus die that you can use, and when you use it, it'll just reset back to 0. But I do want to keep track of the total points that you've had in all of those metrics, because that'll give us an idea, a bigger picture idea of what motivates your characters, and I think that's interesting for me. I don't know if you find that it is, but for me, it definitely is. Of course, Jem is unable to join us tonight, which is unfortunate, but we will be continuing on with tonight's episode. It does leave a hole in our hearts, but I think the show must go on, so to speak. So we will pick it up where we left off in the last episode. Now, we will be thematically having Jem's character, Fritz, move in a different direction, and they will be able to meet up with you guys later on when she is feeling better and able to return. So
I think it'd be hilarious to be like, "Hey guys, I killed Strahd.
yeah, it would be.
I did it."
And then roll credits.
Yeah. And I was like, "What? Gemma did what?"
Yeah, just music starts playing. Credits. All right. Okay. Now,
So I believe we arrived at the gates.
I want to walk it back a
Of
little bit
Balaka.
because
Okay, cool.
Fritz was ranging ahead of you guys. 7,000 feet ahead, I think it was that she said. No, 60 feet or so. So I imagine we see this from Fritz's perspective as he begins to clear the tree line. The town of Balaki still lies just a few minutes walk away. You can see it in the distance. The sun is beginning to set behind the distant mountain ranges that make up the valley of Valaki. It gets dark early here. Somewhere in the near distance, silhouetting the magnificent spires of Castle Ravenloft, we can see the faint flickering of distant thunderclouds. We can see Bright Eyes standing next to Fritz as he surveys the scene ahead of him. And he can see a palisade wall surrounding a much more lively looking town than the village of Barovia. Maybe we can see a few lights beginning to come on in the little single-story and multi-story buildings. We can see some blue-grey smoke wafting from the stone chimneys. In the distance beyond that, we can see the waters of the lake. And Fritz sees two figures standing just beyond that palisade wall. And they seem to be... One of them is standing just inside the gate, and another is carrying something heavy. So they've got it up against their chest, and they walk just a couple feet out beyond the gate, lift it up, and mount it on a stake just outside the gates. And of course, Fritz waits for you guys to catch up and relays this information to you guys as well. You're only a couple minutes out from Valaki. You tell me, what would you like to do?
If the sun...
Oh, you go.
I was going to say, if the sun's setting, Tane would be saying, "All right, we need to keep moving. We need to get up there."
I agree. We've only got a small amount of time before this spell wears off, and we sort of need to cast it on top of each other if we want her to sort of stay in the state of fineness, I suppose. Not that I really know how the spell works. And she sort of laughs nervously.
Can I, can we see how far is the stake? Can we see what's on the stake?
You could certainly give me one of those perception checks. I might be able to give you a little bit more information.
It is my most treasured skill.
I'm sure it is. As a paladin,
Yes, a 12.
a 12 on the perception check. From this distance, kind of hard to make out.
I'll give it a whirl.
All
I
right.
reckon.
All right.
I'll give it a whirl. Why not? Let's see. Perception. Let me just get my skills up. That would be helpful. And I clicked the wrong tab. The external monologue is really just monologuing today. Perception. It's rolling. Hopefully, yes. Oh, well, that was a nat 1. That was shit. Never mind.
All right.
I
So
continue walking.
natural 1. Worst possible outcome. Okay. All right. I'll take that on board.
Look, everyone. Keep up, everyone. Let's go.
Keep up. You're the one that's been lagging behind. Are you sure you're not?
I'm
are you-
guarding
you
the
one
back.
row?
I'm guarding the back.
It should
You're
also
panting
be
harder than usual.
it should also be reminded you are currently traveling in a party of 5, as well as a wolf, 2 horses, and a corpse, and of course, holy shit, how could I have... Ismark is with you as well. If you want to ask any questions of Ismark, you can, but he'll basically tell you, it's been a long time since he's been to Vallaki. He hasn't been here since he was a lad.
So, and the corpse was on Pony Soprano.
Yeah, and I think you guys wrapped it up as well. Correct me if I'm wrong on that account.
I believe so.
Okay, sorry, I'm muted. Yeah, I do believe we wrapped it up. Look, Thana certainly would have covered her eyes with 2 gold coins, just to be safe. But I think Fujin, we did agree on wrapping her up.
Yeah.
Probably after a little bit of weekend at Bernie's, though.
Yeah.
After you have a little
did
bit
go
of
to
fun,
the bank and we did go to the bank and get all her money out and all sorts of things.
You found her
For her
wallet.
birthday party.
Used her thumbprint to get into her phone to steal all her money.
rented a car or a cart.
Yeah, you've ruined her credit account, so I appreciate that. She won't be being able to get a hotel room for the time being, or get a loan. So I'm sure she'll appreciate that once you revivify her. If you're able to.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. You never know. This is Barovia after all. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
so
Continue on. Like, we've got the Burgomaster from Barovia with us. Like, we've got the authorities with us. So, like, I don't feel like I wouldn't feel like we're doing anything wrong.
You know what? I'm gonna roll something here. I'm gonna roll a perception check. Let's have a look. What is that particular character's perception? There's so many characters in this campaign now, I have to actually scroll through a list to find the correct one. Where are you? There you are. Bear with me. Things don't move fast. Perception. Okay, no, that's pretty good. You go to step forward. Fritz puts his hand on your chest, Tane, halting you for a moment. And he's like, those are heads. Wolves' heads. They're mounting the heads of wolves on stakes. Bright Eyes whimpers
Ugh.
and looks up towards you. Tane.
Oh, all right. Listen. I I don't think this would be the. Let us go investigate and find out what's going on before we bring Bright Eyes in. It might cause a bit of disruption.
Or Fujin. You know, just in case he wants to lob the heads off a second time.
Are these ones ghosts?
No, but I know you have a propensity just to swing your sword at, things that are already dead. And she sort of
Only if they are a
kinda
threat.
looks at you. Well, I mean, are they a threat? Wolf killer expert, Fujin?
I will decide, and I'll start walking to the gates.
And you start walking to the gate. Fritz turns to you, Tane, and he's like, I have a bad feeling about this. I think it might be best if I hang back for the time being, and I'll do a little bit of scouting around. I'll stay within sight of the walls, and I'll try and contact you when I can. Surely there has to be a tavern in there somewhere. If you...
Right. Well, if I find out it's safe for Bright Eyes, I'll play this, and I hold up like a bugle.
You hold up a bagel.
I
Yep.
hold up a bagel.
He holds up a bagel.
And Fritz
Is a bagel.
takes the bagel from you, tearing up. He's like, no one's ever given me a gift like this before. Thank you, brother.
And then,
yeah,
just to add to the theme of everybody else, Fritz shits his pants.
Fritz poops himself. He's so moved by the gift of a bagel.
And yeah, Predator high five him, but then I take out a bugle and I say, and then I'll play this.
Ah, yes, that makes much more sense than a bagel. We should probably have led with the bugle, and we could have had the bagel afterwards. But anyway, I certainly appreciate it. Find out what they're doing with those heads. I have a bad feeling about this. Anyways,
So we do our secret handshake.
secret handshake.
And then
Fritz melts back into the shrubbery, along with Bright Eyes, of course. And you approach the gates of Vallaki. And as you come nearer, you can see the palisade wall surrounding this town is about 12 foot high. And yeah, you can see there is a heavy iron gate, like an iron lattice gate. You can see 6 wolves' heads now mounted on stakes out the front of the gatehouse. You can see one heavy-set male guard as he mounts the last wolf's head on a stake as you approach. Another female guard seems to be leaning up against the open gate. You can see there is a thick chain and a padlock limply hanging from the iron gate. And I'm assuming that you're approaching fairly openly since no one said anything different.
Yeah, I would certainly say so.
yeah, we are with the Burger King.
The Burger King.
The Burger King. Oh, the Burgermeister. Yep. Sorry, I was really confused.
Okay.
Yeah, so Ismark might even say to you as well, you might be like, it's been some time since I have visited here, the town of Vallaki, and Whenever I have come here, it was in the accompaniment of my father. There's no reason to believe that my being here will add any authority to what we say, but perhaps
No.
they might be reasonable.
No, yeah. So they're behind the gate, or were they out the front, in front of the gate, putting the wolf on the spike?
Well, rather than describe it to you, why don't I show you it?
Oh,
Perfect.
Oh, there we go. Look at that. Got Candle Warrior. We have the draft horse. We have a pair of guards. One of them is just sort of leaning up against the palisade wall, holding onto a pike. The other is sort of has their pike leaning up against the palisade wall near the gate as well. And as you approach, he's just sort of finishing up mounting a wolf's head, like a large grey wolf's head, on one of these pikes. And he sort of dries the blood off on his uniform and looks back towards the other guard, who then sort of pushes up off the wall and nods in your general direction, and that guard then turns and notices you as well.
Yeah, I nod back at them.
Thana will like put her hands on her hips and like yell out to the guards, just what do you think you're doing with those wolves?
Excuse me?
You're excused. How are their lives any less valuable than yours?
Oh, you mean these? He points towards
Yes.
the wolves' heads on the stakes. Says
I
it,
happen to have a very good friend who's a wolf.
a friend who's a wolf
Yeah.
in these parts. You hear that? This one has a friend who's a wolf. And the woman doesn't even like chuckle or anything. She's just like staring at you suspiciously. And what brings you here then, eh? Folk who have wolves for friends?
We, and she sort of gestures to her party friends, we are looking for a Vistani by the name of, and she sort of thinks and then turns back at Dan, sorry, Dan and Bill, and is like, who are we looking for again?
are you trying to think of Aragol?
We're not. Are we looking for Aragol though? I thought we were trying to find the cathedral.
We're here for the
cathedral.
St. Andrew's
Sorry,
Cathedral.
cathedral first, Aragol later. We are looking for a cathedral, and she turns back and is like, cathedral,
Of St. Andrew.
that one, of whatever minor god is in this area. Well, minor god, I'm not sure. We're looking for a cathedral.
Well, that's a pretty confusing story. First you hear about Vistani, now you hear about a cathedral. I mean, sure, the Cathedral of St. Andrew stands within the walls of Valaki, the finest town in all of Barovia, might I add. But I see, and he's like looking past you as you're speaking. I see 5 heavily armed strangers coming to our walls at sundown. A pair of horses. And what's that? And he points towards the wrapped up body.
None of your concern.
Well, I'm afraid that's where we differ in opinion, you see. 5 heavily armed folk coming to the town at the crack of night, carrying with them suspicious packages, and one of them's a devil kid, no less. I would say that it very much is my concern, since the concern is the safety of the people of the town of Alaki and the continuance of the safety of the people of Alaki. So if you don't mind,
Right.
Devil business. I was raised by humans, just to clarify.
All right. Hang on, Thana. Hang on. You like. I know. I get it. But listen.
He's muted.
no, sorry, are you some sort of ventriloquist? I don't understand. A mime?
Am I muted?
You
Now
were
you're good.
for a second.
Listen, and then silence.
Listen. Right. We're obviously night's falling. We're seeking refuge. We are
Certainly
trying to find
understand.
St. Andrew's Cathedral to put our friend here to rest. Surely, men of honor such as you could understand the idea of taking refuge and honoring our loved ones.
Appealing to my better nature. Oh, finally a man of understanding. Look, I'm not without empathy, after all. A lot of folk around here have fallen foul of the dark things that roam the woods at night. You're not the first to seek to put a loved one to rest. But I'm afraid we've got a bit of a problem.
Is it that we're outside of the gates having a conversation at night? Because we could have this conversation inside so we could all be safe.
Well, you have to understand it's my job to make sure that those who would seek to harm us don't find their way into the town. And
These are two normal horses. Why are you scared of the horses?
It's not the horses that bother me. You have to understand. I am charged by the burgomaster of Alaki to maintain order in this town, safety, as you understand.
Are you now? Are you really?
I am. Yes.
And she sort of turns back to Ismark and raises a perfectly manicured eyebrow, like, do you want to take this one?
Ismark turns towards the guard and he is like, please, good sir, have some, what's the word I'm looking here for?
Decorum.
Decorum,
Not
yes.
Assholiness.
Thank you, Fujin. Certainly you don't intend to turn away those who are in need. I have heard all sorts of things about the town of Alaki, that it is one of the last vestiges of safety in the valley of Barovia. Certainly these things that we have been told, they ring true. Look, it's not that I want to turn you down. That's not it. Okay? But, like I said, I'm in charge of making sure that we keep up certain appearances, so to speak. And if the burgomaster caught or wind that I'd let in folks so, how we should put this, intimidating such as yourself, well, it'll be my arse that's on the line. He makes his way over towards you, Thana, and he's like, I might be persuaded to grant you entrance, so long as we can do something a little bit about your more infernal appearance.
Thana, like, leans in and, like, her eyes, like, they're already, like, black, but, like, you sort of, like, see, like, blood pooling at the corners as she, like, leans in and growls, "Come again?"
Well, he takes a sort of step back again, still clutching his pike. Allow me to be straight with you. The burgomaster doesn't like having certain sorts of people walking the streets of the town. You see, Vallaki is a good place, a happy place. He's getting like visibly uncomfortable at this point.
Oh my god.
And he's like, and you see, I'm under strict orders not to allow anyone in who might disturb that aesthetic. I'm sure you understand. Now, the big gentleman here, I mean, he's large, he's intimidating, he's orc, I would imagine.
Right.
But his demeanor, he seems like a well-spoken, upstanding, sort of friendly individual. But your demeanor, and I don't mean anything by this, I don't know you, but you're more of a dark countenance about you. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Listen to me well, human. You're human, aren't you? Can I just make that assumption? I'm just going to make that assumption. Forgive me.
How dare you? I'm a dragon. No, please.
Good for you. I was left at the doorstep of a cave approximately 23 years ago and raised by a closed cloister of humans. I very much assure you, any demon part of me is merely my outward appearance. But I can get quite fiendish when I'm ticked off. So it would be in your best interest to let me through those gates. Or I assure you, I can show you how devilish I can be. And Thana is just like, she's getting really fired up. Like, almost, I would say, if not more fired up than if she were at the church. Like, you can tell that this is something that she's like, this is like a sore spot for her. And to have it called out twice in so many days is like really pissing her off.
Fujin, talk to me about your insight check.
Insight check? Am I rolling an insight check?
Fujin.
Fujin rolled.
Okay.
Look, to peel behind the curtain a little bit, I was trying to avoid metagaming in the sense of Fujin piecing together with his own sort of just noticing of the village Barovia, the Vistanis, and now arriving to Vallaki, that I don't think we've seen any race other than humans in this land. It seems like that's the only race that seems to live here at the moment. And see if that's obviously why they've got this fear of, they just mentioned even like the orcs, but low roll. I don't think Fujin sort of connected the dots. So it's still just standing behind, probably in front of Irina, protectively at the moment. Doesn't really care what's happening here, but if push comes to shove, he'll get her in the city walls. But no, that's what the insight check was for. Just something I realized, but yeah.
That's
Thana
okay.
sort of, like, forgets. She sort of like looks back at her party and looks back at Irina and Fujin and then remembers that it's not about her. And she's like, what would you have me do?
I'm not asking for much. I'm sure we can come to an agreement of some sort. But if you could just maybe do you wear a hooded cloak or anything like that?
Yeah, she does. She has like a black hooded cloak.
He like stands in front of you, and maybe he sort of leans the pike in his armpit, and he sort of reaches around and just pulls the hood of your cloak up over your horns a little bit. It's a bit awkward. It's kind of hard. Imagine maybe the cloak's not necessarily designed, or the hood rather, not necessarily designed to go over something like that. And he's like, just sort of, we could just lay low, so to speak. Keep your heads down when you're in town. We can, I could be convinced to allow you access into the city, not without my condolences, of course, for your friend.
Thana is just like bright red. she's like mortified, and she sort of just like pulls the cloak more over her face and just sort of steps back and like blends in with everybody else as much as she can.
Wonderful. There we go. Thank you. Certainly appreciate you coming to see things, and I hope there's no hard feelings. Certainly don't mean to insult you at all. Vallaki is a welcoming place, after all.
Fujin's just going to start walking past the guard.
Yep.
You bump into him, and he's just sort of takes a step aside, and he motions to the other guards to sort of unlock the gate, and she unlocks the padlock, opens it up for you, and you guys can make your way into the town.
As they walk past, Thana turns back and flips them the bird and says, "Fuck you," in Infernal.
And in Vallaki, that means something else entirely. It means, hey, I like your
We're
fashion.
friends, and your subtle racism is totally fine.
Fujin will get up beside Thana as we're making our way through the city gates. The Brotherhood acted in similar ways to people that were non-casters, I myself included, even though I was literally their flesh and blood. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. Hopefully we're not in this city for too long. Or even this land. Feels like you were treated the same way by those that at least did communicate with us. Other than Ismark and Irina. I feel like they're the only two that have treated you nicely. I'm sorry for that.
Let's not talk on it. And she sort of like really quite shamefully pulls her like hood more over her eyes, and she's like, "The sooner we're out of this town, the better. The sooner we can revive your bow, the better, and we can just move on with our lives, and perhaps I can consider some minor aesthetic changes." She sort of just like huffs and
Yeah,
walks.
I'll sort of, I guess, gently reach an arm over and just like squeeze your elbow. I appreciate it. And just leave you then, getting back to Irina's horse.
You lead the horses through the gates, and you enter the town of Vallaki, and that rough, muddy roadway quickly gives way into a more civilized cobblestone streets. You can see, this town is definitely much larger than Barovia. You know, you're on the map there. I'm just going to make it visible for you guys to be able to see the rest of the map, because there's no reason to have it darkened like that. There you go. And
Not like we know where we're going anyway.
not like you know where you're going.
Before we walk off, right, and which way to the cathedral?
But it does give you a little bit of a better idea of the size of the town itself.
Me.
As the road meanders into the town proper, you can see in the amber light of the fading sun, there are still a few people moving about here and there. Most people are, whatever it was that they do during the day, they're returning to their homes. Any businesses or whatever are shutting up shop at this point. As you enter the town, the first thing that you notice, apart from those residences, as you look towards the left, let's just move you up a little bit on the map.
Also, just in case you didn't hear, Mod asked the guards which direction to the cathedral.
Oh, sorry, you were asking the guards that question. He's like,
Thank you, Christian. I am used to it, so I just was like,
sorry, I didn't realize that you're asking the guards. I thought that was more of a rhetorical question that you were, asking everyone around you. Okay. Just follow the main road through town. Can't miss it. It's in the near the western gate, not far from there. You'll see it as you pass by. Of course, if you do intend to stay the night, I could recommend a Blue Water Inn, and sort of in a more hushed tone if you're still there. He
Still there, yeah.
quiets down a little bit and he's like, just between you and I might suggest you introduce yourself to the Lady Watcher as well.
All right. Thank you for your hospitality.
You're more than welcome. And please, again, no hard feelings. Just doing my job and all. And he turns back, and he and the other guard go about their task of locking up the gate.
And what was the Lady Wichita?
Lady Watchter.
Watch stuff.
Watchter. So Wachter. Lady Watchter.
Watch
Lady
that. We don't
Watch
even
stuff.
know her.
Watcher.
Nice. Right.
So you did get directions to that, so I am going to unveil that. That is there. Should be able to see that token. For some reason you can't. That's great. And you were also directed towards the Blue Water Inn. Let me just go ahead and find that on the map. I believe it is that one. And you probably can't see that either, can you?
No.
No. Cool.
I can imagine where it is.
All right, I'm just gonna draw. I'm gonna draw something on the map here. I'll just draw.
I reckon the
I'll draw a green circle.
How will I continue with this campaign, Sven, if I don't know which random pastel roof is the building I need to go to?
So over
It's
there,
almost as if the orange highlighted ones are the important ones.
and over there. There you go. Yeah, almost as if that's the case, but there are a few orange highlighted ones that may or may not be important. So don't pay too much heed to those. But I've drawn a couple of circles. The circle towards the west gate, that's the cathedral, and in the middle of town there is an inn as well. So if you're making your way straight towards the cathedral, you can do so. There are a few people walking around. And you know what? Everybody give me an insight check.
Yay, I love insight checks.
Fuck that, I'm using inspiration. There we go.
I'm rolling with disadvantage.
Yay, I got a 13.
I got an 8.
23.
23. Now you know how to roll an insight check. Tane and Thana, you're like, something's weird. Something's off. Can't quite put your finger on it. Bill, you're just, you're going through the numbers in your head. So you don't notice anything. But Fujin, you pick up on this straight away. Everyone that you walk past in a very noticeable contrast to the overall demeanor of people in the village of Barovia, everyone is smiling. And you're immediately uncomfortable. Everyone is smiling. So much so that it appears to you as if people are so used to smiling, it's just become like second nature to them. You see people just going about mundane daily tasks and they have a strange smile on their face.
So it's not like when they're seeing us like a polite, it's like even in their just general jobs, they're still smiling to themselves.
Yeah, it's almost like they're so used to doing it now, or smiling so much that they're just doing it subconsciously. So someone might look up at you and as you walk past, and with your insight check, I can say they're wary of you being strangers, but they don't stop smiling as they're looking at you, and then they just go back to whatever it was that they were doing. Like maybe you can see someone, they're like sitting on a bench out the front of their house and they're like taking off their boots after a day's work or something like that. And as you walk past, they look at you and the look in their eyes says like, who are these people? What are they doing here? but he's still smiling, and then he goes back.
Look, I'll test it to see, because there was a question I wanted to ask a local anyway, as I see the guy taking his boots off, and just call over to him to see if the smile is also matched by their personality, if it's also weirdly upbeat. Excuse me, trying to find a place that I can grab some wares, goods, things as we're about to head out of Valaki.
Roll a
You know where I
persuasion
could
check
go?
for me.
Is anybody else getting "There's no war in Ba Sing Se" vibes?
22.
Oh, there we go. The rogue can talk. He looks up at you, and immediately you can see like panic in his eyes. He's like, no. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, what are you doing? What are you doing here? What are you doing to me? I'm just trying to finish up the end of the day. Can't you talk to someone else?
No, you looked at me.
All right, what do you want?
Location for where I can buy and sell goods. The markets of town, I guess.
And he looks from side to side. You can see like paranoia in his eyes. And he's like, yeah, sure.
Still smiling?
Still smiling. Now seems to be more conscious that he maintains this appearance. And we're looking at like maybe a 30-year-old guy. He's got sort of short cropped brown hair, a large mole on the side of his neck. And he's like, sure. There's the Arasek, the stockyard, just down that way. And he points down towards the south from the first intersection where your token currently is on the map. I'll draw another little. In fact, you could probably see it from where you are.
Yeah, like a large sort of cul-de-sac looking area.
Yeah. You could see that sort of cul-de-sac sort of vicinity.
Okay.
It's like you could talk. Go over there. You might try your luck over there. Is there anything else that you want? I'm sorry, I shouldn't.
No.
I probably don't want to impose, but you're new in town, aren't you? I can tell that you're new in town. I've never seen you here before.
We're not planning on sticking around too long, but correct.
You want a word of advice?
Sure.
How do I say this? Look happy. You don't want to know what happens to people who upset the Burgermeister.
Fujin's going to pull with his completely magically chemically damaged throat and mouth and angry just demeanor that he's had for like 20-ish years of his life. Just the most forced smile that is just more like a showing of teeth.
No,
Thank you for the help.
That's good. Yeah. Maybe you're just showing your teeth, but anyway, it's a good start.
Okay.
You came just in
Anyone
time.
else notice? Does anyone else notice that these people seem to really bond with Fujin?
I know, Fujin looks so happy.
I'll turn back to the rest of you guys and give you a thumbs up.
I don't think I've ever seen him smile before. I still haven't.
Thana, like, forgetting that she's sort of trying to lay low, gives Fujin, like, a giant grin and 2 double thumbs up and just razor-sharp teeth. Well, like, almost, like, very vampire-ish, where her front 2 incisors are, like, filed down to a point, and she gives him, like, a double thumbs up and a bright smile, like, yeah!
And he's like sort of packing away his stuff, and he's going like into his house as he sees you, and he waves, and he's like, yes, morning, Lord be with you, and shuts the door behind him.
I did find out some information. Also, as I come back to the rest of the group, I'm sort of shaking my head, wondering, do all of you notice that everyone here... I know he said that obviously to make sure that you make sure the Burgermaster is happy, but even the other people we've walked past, everyone seems to be feigning happiness, and he told me to do the same. I don't feel comfortable smiling, to be honest.
Right.
Thana, like,
Well,
looks back at Ismark and is like, "You are a sick son of a bitch. Why are you doing this?"
No, they're Burgomaster, not Ismark, right? Each place has a different. It sounds like it's almost like a leader.
The tyrannical sort, by the sounds of it.
Yes, it's
The way they were.
It's been some time since I've been to Vallaki. I have heard that these people are fond of their festivals. Perhaps the wolves mounted on the stakes out the front have something to do with some kind of festival that they're doing. But these people seem downright manic in keeping up the appearance of happiness. Their eyes say one thing and their smiles say something else entirely. This is Ismark speaking.
That
My
that man
apologies.
did mention that we should do the same, otherwise we might cause trouble. I feel like this is the way they treated Thana. There's a lot of unspoken rules to make sure that you don't shake
Right.
this
were
city.
were the guards smiling?
Ismark.
I can't remember, but they're outside of the city
Um,
walls, so they might have not been being watched as closely as the
Maybe, yeah. That's what I was
citizens.
thinking. Well,
Either case,
maybe.
I'm gonna go to the markets and pick up some things, just for when we head out of town. In Fujin's mind, it would be almost as well, and like passive insights would see a bit of nervousness across his face. He's dreading the thought of going to the temple and the priest not being able to help Irina, and this being real, this sort of worry of his and the one good thing he's been trying to do at the moment. And then he's too honestly afraid to go and have that disappointment. So yeah, I'm gonna head to the market. So I'll meet you guys after.
Wait.
Hmm?
You don't want to come with us?
I'm okay. I feel like we might need some things as we plan to hit the road. It doesn't sound like we're staying here for too long.
Okay, guys, this is the moment that Tane is going to roll well on insight.
All right, roll an
Okay.
insight check.
He's going to, like, he literally, like, he just, like, does he pick up that he's trying to avoid it, that sort of thing? Or is he like, yeah, I guess you go shopping? Yeah, pick me up some garlic bread. And a second, let's see. This is the moment. This is the moment. And I clicked the wrong thing.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Right, that's perfect. Do you want to take Pony's? Oh wait, no, the body's there. No, never mind. Okay, let's. All right, we'll catch up with you a bit later. Is anyone going with Fujin?
Thana will sort of like look at Fujin, and you know what? I think I'm uniquely sort of invested in this situation. Thana will like grab Fujin by like the lapel of his cloak and just sort of drag him slightly away from the party. And it's like, look, I get it. But I'm going to level with you. Okay, can I do that? Can we level with each other?
What are we leveling about?
I did not just break my covenant and cover my horns and enter a town where everybody hates me just so you can pussy out of this.
What am I going to be able to do by going there? To be honest, even the same for yourself, as this priest can do all of it. And what, this is another temple of the Morning Lord? Do you really want to go there? Why don't you come and join me in the markets? We could both take a break.
This is important. Take it from somebody who hasn't had, well, you know what, I think we are one and the same a lot of the time. And I don't think I've had real, true human connection in a very long time. And what you have with Irina is special. You need to be there for her when she wakes up. And when she wakes up, not if, when. It will happen, and you need to be there for that. She'll remember that. You'll remember that.
Fujin will take a moment, sort of a deep breath in, and then a deep breath out. And just probably won't say anything, just a slow nod. And we can get things later. I'll come.
Thank you. And she sort of like nudges him back. And it's like, okay, Church of the Morning Lord, I'm very excited. She's being so sarcastic.
With a massive smile, I assume, as well, to
Oh, yeah,
put the facade on.
fully on
Yeah.
display.
Yeah.
Foot slightly falling down, tugging it back up because her horns are like ram's horns. So they're like, the points are like barely tucked into the cloak. So she's like, yay, with forced enthusiasm, pulling the hood down, fangs on full display.
Looks like you have a big football-shaped head.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Arnold in the beat.
I started singing the Hey Arnold song. Yeah.
Or just Princess Leia-like haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess
Lovely fun she has.
in that case, as we're making our way, from the sounds of it, directly to the cathedral then, Fujin would just like to, down this main road, keep an eye out for anyone in important clothing. Stuff that I guess makes them look like maybe they're of a finer life or richer society, just in case we come across this this burgomaster and need to put on this facade. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for that as we're just making our way down the road.
So having a look around, trying to get the lay of the land a little bit as you go. Can you roll me a perception check? Possibly.
22.
22 on the perception check. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. You overhear some people having a chat as they go by. And he's like, two young men. Looks like they might be heading to the tavern or heading home or something. And one of them says to the other, he's like, you heard anything recently? Hear anything about the Mad Mage? And the other guy's like, no, there hasn't been any sightings of the Mad Mage for a while now. Used to see flashes of lightning over the mountains, but the only flashes of lightning I see now. And he points up and he's like, yeah, pretty piss poor weather coming our way. And that conversation sort of fades into the background as the distance between you and them grows. And you make your way up towards the cathedral. Oh, and yeah, no, you notice a couple of guards going around as well. Sorry, Fujin, with that perception check. And you see, like, one of them maybe like using a pike to lift up some, like a string with all these little triangular flags. I don't know what they're called, but you know those little like ropes with little triangular flags, like sort of lifting it up onto an awning.
Yeah, bunting.
Bunting, is that what it's called? Okay,
bunting.
Yep.
There you go. I learned something new tonight. That's great.
I think we all learned something new.
Yes, it's nice to learn something new. And after a while, you go past what appears to be the tavern in the center of town. Oh, I know why you couldn't see the things now. Anyway, I can fix that later.
Well, I drew a little icon for it, so now we know where what the tavern
You
is.
did. No, it's a
It was so
vision thing.
cute.
Let me have a look here. No, that's over there. Okay, that's great. You come across what appears to be the Blue Water Inn. Oh, those are great little icons, by the way. I do appreciate that. Look at that little mug of beer. That's fun. And you go past that, and you continue on towards the western gate of town. Sure enough, you see something that appears to be the cathedral, as explained by the town guard. And as you approach the cathedral, the weary streets of Vallaki start to give way to a broad stone path leading towards this towering place of worship. You can see there's an iron fence that surrounds an expansive graveyard beyond it. There's tombstones that appear to be, unlike the graveyard in Vallaki, these appear to be a little bit more well maintained. They're in sort of neat, organized rows and sort of deliberate patterns. You can see the. Sorry, what were you going to say?
No, that's right. I thought the description was over. You keep going. Sorry.
You can see the cathedral itself sort of looms over this somber garden. Grey stone walls rising with defiant strength against the gloom of Barovia. There's high arched windows of coloured glass that are glowing faintly, catching what little light is remaining as the sun goes down. There's wide stone steps that ascends to a pair of large double doors, scarred by time and polished by countless hands that have pushed their way, perhaps seeking sanctuary from the darkness of their lives. We might have to bring tonight's episode to a close a little sooner than I had anticipated. I've got a bit of a headache, a bit of a migraine that's setting in and continues to get worse as we go along.
Natural stopping point though, so it works well.
A pretty good stopping point. I was really planning on doing the cathedral. Yes, Tane, what do you want to do?
Yeah, just one thing, because I'll forget before next week. I'm not made to remember things I was about to say. Unfortunately. Just on approach, the thing on the back burner, as we finally see the cathedral, Thana sort of makes his way back towards William and just says, right, I'm a little bit concerned about this whole resurrection concept. Yeah, I'm not familiar, but remember Father Donovich's son?
Yes, but he was in a different way than what Irina is. I know that you know some stories, but Mother has cast this magic before quite successfully, and often too. It can be done. I don't know. I don't know if this person can do it, but it is possible.
But you have it. Okay, excellent. And literally, that's just one thing from Tane's mind is literally slowly becoming less. He's like, oh no, but he seems a little bit calmer now.
Yeah, no, well, it's a question that makes sense. If they were able to bring back people from the dead, then why wasn't Father Donovich able to do that with his son Doru? But then again, as Bill mentioned, Doru's situation was slightly different than that of Irina, and the circumstances are different as well. Of course, the Church of Barovia is nothing in comparison to the cathedral that you are standing in front of now. So it would. You can assume that the services that are provided here might be a little bit better than the services that you could expect to find in a tiny church in Barovia, but I guess we'll find out hopefully next week as we return for the next episode. have a bit of a headache, a bit of a migraine coming on, so we are going to finish tonight's episode a little bit earlier than I had anticipated. I thought that we would, you'd be at least like inside the cathedral and some stuff going on, but maybe next week you'll be able to link back up with Fritz, and we can pick it up from there. In the meantime, make sure you join us on Tuesday. For the next episode of Vecna, Evil of Ruin. We've got some interesting things happening in that. So we just returned from an almost suicide mission. But we're all alive.
Yay!
Well done.
Just. It was touch and go for a few of us for a little while there, but we made it out. With our lives intact, if not our dignity. So yeah, make sure you check that out here on Twitch or wherever you're watching this, and we'll see you then. Is there anyone want to say anything before we finish up for tonight?
Feel better, Sven. That's horrible. Migraine sucks.
Yeah, no,
And thank you very much.
a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, thanks for running, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, see you again next time. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Night, everyone.